Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric. I'm back. We got another Arcade1up review. Today we're going to take a look at the Final Fight Arcade1up. Awesome. I wanted to get my hands on this guy, so if you're brand new to the channel, feel free to throw a subscription and let's go ahead and get this video started, baby. This time we have the Final Fight cabinet. It just came out with Wave 2, you know, the line that had Mortal Kombat, which I checked out Mortal Kombat 2 last week. If you haven't seen it yet, I will have a link below in the description, as well up in the card doohickey and all that. But guys, enough with Mortal Kombat. This is Final Fight, one of the most greatest arcade games of all time, and it's actually paired up with some other Capcom arcade hits. I wanted to find out, you know, is this as memorable as I used to enjoy it, which is why I went out and got it. But also, most importantly, the reason why I bought the Arcade1up Final Fight cabinet was because I found it on sale. So I'm going to give you guys a pro tip. There are some Walmarts out there that have this cabinet for $199. That's $100 off the normal price of these things. If you don't check BrickSeek, which is a online inventory tracker that can check Walmart and other stores and everything, you're missing out. I found in my location there was one Walmart selling these suckers brand new for $199. If not, I was gonna get stuck paying $299. So that alone, the fact that I found this sucker $100 off was more than enough reason for me to go out and get it. I'm going to be honest, if it was $299, I probably wouldn't have gone out and gotten it or even been in a rush to get it. But the reason why I wanted to get this game is because I grew up playing at least 3 of these games that are on here. This one has a great variety of arcade games on here. So let's talk about why that's important. Because for one, let's compare it. The Street Fighter 2 cabinet has Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So basically 3 different versions of the same game. The variety really ain't there. Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet had 1, 2, and Ultimate 3. Some variety there, 3 games, but overall just the same type of game, a fighting game, nothing else on there. Well, this one has a little bit of everything. You have Final Fight, which is a beat 'em up game, Ghosts and Goblins, which is a challenging platforming game, and then you have 1944, which is a shoot 'em up, and then you have Strider, which is another classic platforming game. So you have 2 platform gamers, shoot 'em up and a beat 'em up. So there's a variety of different games on here. I truly think for the bang for your buck, you got 4 games as opposed to not all of them have 4. A lot of them have only 2 or 3. So 4 is a good assortment, and each game is completely different than the other one, and they're all great hits. I mean, Ghosts and Goblins and Final Fight and Strider, really good classics in the arcade. So that's what drove me to it. Not to mention, looking at the actual design of the thing, you know, the marquee looks amazing. The design around the actual cabinet itself, everything. This is a really nice looking, slick black Arcade1up cabinet. Just like the Mortal Kombat one. I feel they really went all out with the Wave 2 line, making these look really great, really true to what the design was. And I love it. Now, there are a couple differences than the Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet. For one, the ball grips on the joysticks, these aren't bat grips, these are ball grips, which is real classic, retro, old school. It's not really needed for fighting games, but for these kind of games, ball grips do nice. I prefer bat grips, but these weren't too bad. These are actually really well done. And then we only have 2 buttons. We have an attack button and a jump button for Final Fight, and they do the job with all these other games. All these games only need 2 buttons, so these aren't fighting games where you need like 6 buttons or anything like that. So I believe overall it is a basic cabinet, but it has a really great look and it has a great variety of games. You got beat 'em ups again, shoot 'em ups, platformers, and yeah, for $199, I think honestly it was a great complete deal. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of the gameplay, show you guys how the games work and everything like that, and then we'll close it up with some final thoughts, shall we? Alright, just like the other cabinets, there's the volume is probably my biggest discrepancy as far as how the sound goes. There's still just one speaker on these, but it's a speaker that actually packs a punch. Check this out. This is medium. That was medium. I'm going to start the game so you guys can hear a little bit better. So this is medium. Right there. Now let's turn it loud. Loud is actually really, really, really loud, especially with 1944. As you can see, that's a little too loud. Medium, it seems a little too low though. So this one is kind of like, there's no happy medium between, you know, medium sound and loud sound. You know, it's only a switch that goes off, medium, and loud. So I would have liked to seen a little bit of a variety, maybe a dial or something, you know, on the next wave. Anyways, 1944, I'm not too familiar with, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I've only played 42 and 43, and mostly just on the NES. But if you played both of those, this one's kind of like an updated version. Plays a lot like the other two. It does get pretty crazy and hectic. You know, lots of explosions going around, lots of bullets, things like that. But it honestly is not that bad of a game. I like shoot 'em ups, honestly. So yeah, that was 1944. Just played the first stage for you guys. Let's go ahead and proceed to move on. So one thing about this Arcade1up is that these games are all extremely hard. I think these are some of the hardest games Capcom's ever come up with. They're all quarter munchers. Strider's especially one of them. Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghosts and Goblins, is one of them as well. I'm not too familiar with Strider, to be completely honest. I've played a little bit of the one that was out on Sega Genesis long time ago in a galaxy far, far away when I was a little 8-bit. But as you can see, it is a platformer game that takes place like in a weird dystopian future. I'm honestly surprised they never made a movie about Strider. If they have, I've missed out on it. But it does have cool music, cool effects, cool looks. It is probably one of the most classic, underrated Capcom titles out there, honestly. You don't hear much about it. And I really, really suck at it. Maybe try not to get hit, right? I think that's what you guys are trying to tell me. So we'll go one more life. There we go. Now it's time to run fast. Go fast. Look at these classic sound effects, guys. Alright, guys, so that was Strider. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game, which will be Ghosts and Goblins, a classic game. You know, it's gotten infamous by retro reviewers throughout the years, AVGN, Irate Gamer, you name it. But the arcade version is one that I have not played in quite some time. Again, the NES version is one that I'm most familiar with. I'm not the best at this, but I can appreciate just how classic this game is. Again, it's one of the greatest games of all time. One of the hardest games of all time, but it is included on this Arcade1up. And, yeah, this definitely was a quarter muncher. But now you can play it as long as you want. Oh, fucking hell, zombie. Now you can play it as long as you want, as many times as you want. At home. You could pull your hair out for all you want. You know, such a classic game. And you know, the emulation on these seems pretty spot on. Again, I'm not one of those technical guys where I can be like, oh, okay, this isn't right. This doesn't, you know, the way that this graphic is working in this frame rate, you know, I'm not Joe from GameSack. I honestly can't tell the difference when it comes to certain things in the games, if I'm gonna be any honest. But yeah, I'm absolutely terrible. But now I get to practice, right? I can practice all I want, and then finally I can go to the arcades that don't exist anymore. So now let's look at the main event, the coup de grace. We're going to go to Final Fight. There we go. I remember playing this game at Pizza Inn in Fort Worth, Texas back in the day. This makes me want to eat some pizza, guys. have a Coke, a soda, and some pizza. Yep, such a classic beat 'em up game. Sounds great, looks great. The best thing about it is you can keep putting in quarters. You know, because your special move takes off some of your life, right? When you successfully perform it. But you got all the continues and lives in the world to do, so you don't got to worry about that, right? Look at this game. Pure classic. Oh, come on. There we go. Get the knife. Get the pipe. It's always funny. There's always just a pipe laying around. So guys, yeah, I think that's it. Let's go ahead and. So yeah, you know, as you can see, Final Fight, Ghosts and Goblins, Strider, 1944. Really great game selection. Really beautiful cabinet. I'm really impressed with how well it's made. You know, it was easy to set up, especially this time around. Set up exactly like the other ones. Mortal Kombat cabinet, I kind of took a long time figuring out. Had a couple of difficulties, but this one put together no time flat. All I needed was a screwdriver. It really impresses me for, you know, how easy it is to build and how light and, you know, I guess cheaply made these things are made. Like how easy it is to put it together and how well built and how well it looks after it's set up. Like these actually look like some real deal heavy duty arcade machines. I'm really in general just impressed with these things. I know there's people out there like, dude, just get a MAME machine. I have a MAME, but you know, there's just something about having this sitting in your game room or your man cave and just looking at it and seeing, you know, the artwork, everything about it overall just screams nostalgia to me. These things are awesome. Sure, they're short. I'm a short guy. I like to sit down while I play them and stuff. And I know people said, oh man, they're high in price and stuff like that. But the deals are out there for these. A lot of these consoles, I mean, these Arcade1up cabinets really go on sale. So keep an eye out. Again, use BrickSeek or whatever. I think this was well worth it, especially for $199. $299, I could probably see where I'm like, okay, I don't know about that. But $199 was more than well enough. I think this is great. I'm very happy with my purchase, guys. I don't think I wasted my money at all. So, guys, that's it for the review today. If you're brand new to the channel, feel free to throw a subscription. Don't forget to comment, like below, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out. Consider supporting 8-Bit Eric on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description.